G'day everyone, let's get straight into our next stretch session from the July Stretch Challenge. It's so hard for my mouth for some reason. I need to pick an easier catchphrase for my lisp, so my lisp doesn't come out. Anyway, let's get going. So we're going to start with 3 deep breaths. Remember, you're going to try to think about filling up more space every time you breathe. Last one. All right, letting your head tilt to the side. As you're tilting it, try and drop your opposite shoulder down and switch it up. Trying to pull your opposite shoulder down. We're going to do a half head roll, but when you do the half head roll, what I want you to think of is going from kind of making it triangular. So your ear on your shoulder, your chin to your chest, and then your ear on your shoulder, chin to chest, ear on shoulder. Last one. All right, we're going to do the back half now. I want you to think about putting your chin on top of your neck. So I'm not thinking about squishing down the back of my head. I'm just trying to think about lifting my chin into the air. Ear on shoulder, chin, down. All right, now I want you to think from here about making those 4 points. So it's almost like you're making a diamond now. You could think about your chin the whole time if you wanted. So if your ear is on your shoulder, your chin is on your other shoulder. All right, bringing your head up, rolling your shoulders. Do not engage in your ribs at the moment. So leave your ribs completely still. You'll notice that I am not bringing my ribs forward at all. Really try, as you're rolling your shoulders, don't just think about an external circle. Think about pulling your shoulder into your body as you're doing it. Almost like it's going like this instead of just like this. So rolling it back. And reverse. Keep your knees a little bit soft here. All right, this time we're going to let our ribs engage. So here, when we're using our ribs, I don't want you to think about your ribs coming up. I want you to let them come forward and back. So the difference, forward and back, in comparison to up. Forward and back, that's what we want. Reverse. So when your shoulders are back, your ribs are forward. When your ribs are forward, your shoulders are back. All right, now we're going to engage the lower part of our spine. So letting that go. My hips are coming towards my shoulders. So if my shoulders are forward, my hips are forward. If my hips are back, so are my shoulders. So again, just because we're using our hips doesn't mean we're going to start lifting. Instead, take it forward and back still. Reverse. I can already feel my body temperature has risen just from doing this. All right, let your elbows come up and then drop them down. So as I lift my elbows up, I'm pushing my shoulders down. Because remember, in this particular challenge, we're not just trying to simply stretch our bodies. We're also trying to find the alignment so that when we're dancing, we can find all those beautiful positions really easily. All right, now extend out. So hopefully you can see that as my elbows go out, my shoulders go down. As I continue to pull my wrists out and therefore the rest of my fingers, you will hopefully see my shoulders continue further down my back. So now make it one motion. Try and find that really straight line. Remember, we don't take it right to the side because it pulls our ribs forward. It's just slightly in front. 3, hold the last one. 4, okay. Taking the arm over, remember, don't let your weight go over one foot. Instead, keep your weight in the center and stretch up and over. Keeping the top arm nice and long, don't curve it. I'm thinking about my opposite hip pushing down to the ground. And take them back, find that middle position. When you're here, squeeze your tummy. Take it over. So remember, I don't want my weight to shift or to shift. I don't want this V shape with my hips. I want my hips to stay where they are. And I'm stretching up and over. Find your central position again, squeezing through your center. If I was in class with you, imagine that I'm going to come and tap your abs. Make sure they're nice and engaged. Find the position, go, over, go, over. As you align back to the center, also check where your head is. Are you lifting up your chin? Are you dropping your head? Really pulling up through the back of your head, the occipital something. Squeezing your tummy as you come through. All right, go over with 2 hands this time. Now we're going to plie and up, straighten, plie. Remember, if you've got those hyperextended elbows, don't push them to their extent. And come over. I just heard my husband pull up, which means he's going to come through the door any minute. And take it back over. Okay. We're going to take our arms up. I want you to think about pulling forward with your body. So as we're pulling forward, I don't want you to think about pulling back in the hips. All right, so as we're going forward, I want you to think about going over those balls of your feet. You're not trying to push your hips back. Your heels will want to come off the ground. Try and keep your whole spine as flat as you can at this point. Bend your knees and come up. Hi, lover. I'm recording, yes. Take your hands. Yes, she is. Take your hands back up. So if you, yes, lover. Take your hands up. As you go down, try to keep your ears in line with your arms. Your knees will feel locked. Your toes will be wanting to grab the ground. Bend your knees. Come up. So again, as we're pulling back, I don't want your hips to come back. Yeah. I want you to try and make sure that you're extending forward. I'll do that.
Forward, like, more like
exactly.
Me, like her.
Bend your arms. And come up. All right, staying here. You're going to curve back down. Remember, as we're going down, I don't want for your hips to push back. I want them actually to push in. So it's trying to come towards your head. We're going to do 2 more of these. And up. So as you go down, squeeze your tummy. And come up one last time. Now we're going to reverse. Knees pushing over the toes, extending through the wrist. Stay down this time. Extend your knees. If you can't touch the ground while you're doing this, you're welcome to go onto your shins. All right, bring your weight towards the balls of your feet without your heels coming up and to your heels. The balls of your feet and your heels. The balls of your feet and your heels. All right, I want you to feel where your shoulders are. Are they pulling forward or are they still in your back? All right. Bend your knees, coming up. All right, we're gonna lean forward again, holding it in that middle position though, and we're gonna plie from here. So you're gonna plie and bend. Plie and bend. Plie. Where is your head at? Are you lifting it up? Are you dropping it down? Or are you keeping it? Two more. Hold it and down. All right, bring your feet more to the center of the mat. Bring your feet so that they are completely touching. Bend your knees and coming up. All right, with your feet, you're going to keep your belly engaged and you're going to try and rise up. Now, as you're rising up, you want to keep your ankles together. You don't want them to open up. So keep that energy through the big toe, second toe. And then from here, you're going to bend your knees. While you bend your knees, keep your heels nice and high. Place your heels on the ground and straighten. Lock your knees, lifting up in your body, shoulders down. Remember, two opposing forces. Pushing energy over your big toe and second toe. Keep your heels as high as you possibly can. Up. Two more. So as I'm rising up, I'm pushing my lats down my back. All right, good. All right, extend your foot in front. I want your bottom foot to be completely parallel. Your front foot. All right, you're gonna flex and point, flex, turn out, flex and point, flex, turn out. After this, flex. And bring it in. Point, flex, point, turn out. There's always something going on in my house, isn't there? All right. I want you to now grab your ankle, knees, try to get them together, and instead of letting your hips go back, push your hips forward, knees together. Obviously, one of my husband's jobs finished early, so I was expecting silence and calmness, aside from the cats in my house. All right, now while you're still on that one foot, clasp your fingers and pull your knee up. As you pull your knee up, I want you to think about pushing your supporting leg into the ground more, and you're trying to bring your hips forward. Squeezing your belly button, lift your chest, lift up through your occiput, something. All right, now as you're doing this, bring your knee to the side. Don't let your hips come back. You'll also notice that my foot is pointed. So my lower foot, my foot that's in the air, pointed. All right, take it down, shake it out. Other leg. So knees together, hips coming forward. You should feel it more through the front of your leg then. And just while you're here, squeeze your abs. And you should feel this tighten that little bit more. Let them go. Squeeze them. Let them go. Squeeze them. All right, bring that knee, clasp the hands. Everything stretching. So I'm not just lifting this leg up, I'm also pointing. I'm also straightening that bottom knee. I'm also thinking about energy through my big toe and my second toe. I'm also thinking about having my hips come forward, my chest up nice and tall, and pulling up through the back of my head and taking it to the side. If you need that hand, you can. We just want to avoid this look, okay? All right, letting go. Taking our feet out to the side, nice and wide, much wider than your hips. Feet turned out to the diagonal. Taking a nice little sit. Let's increase my heart rate. All right, letting one shoulder drop. Other shoulder. Other shoulder. Other shoulder. Other shoulder. Switch. Switch. All right, placing your elbows on your knees and just slightly rocking between your legs, your feet, sorry. All right, we're going to walk our foot out a little bit more and come over to the side. Point and flex and point, supporting legs heel on the ground. Walking over. All right, walking over. Just switching over now. As you're over the side, pull your kneecap into your hip. So I don't know if you can see very well, but this is not pulling my kneecap. This is pulling my kneecap, okay? All right. We're going to come over, sitting in that leg. So finding alignment here, where my heel is under my right shoulder, or that aligning heel. Heel of my hand under the other shoulder. I'm trying to think about pushing backwards through the back heel and forwards through the front knee. Take your hand up. And take it down. Let your weight shift by letting your knee fall open. All right, back knee on the ground. Just sitting there for a second. Sitting up. And moving it back, moving it forward, moving it back, moving it forward, moving it back, moving it forward. As you come back, don't try and let your body come back with you so that you create this hump. Instead, actually try and keep your body forward as you can. All right, bring the leg back slightly to make a square. Knee under hip, knee in front of hip, heel in under your knee. All right, we're trying to bring our hips under, so rotating them. I feel like it's rotating forward and up. If you're good with this, hand up and stretching over. And bring it back down a little bit further. Back knee up. If you want more, grab it. So So you're trying to pull that knee towards your butt. Let the leg go. You're going to place your elbows on the ground. And coming back up. Shifting to your other side. All right. Taking that leg down. All right, so remember, heel, knee, heel, shoulder. My foot in line with the side of my body, it's not crossing over. I'm thinking about pulling forward through my knee, backwards through my heel, looking up and over. Taking that down, do forward and back. Remember, we're not trying to take our back with our hips, we're actually trying to keep our back staying as forward as possible. If you can't straighten, that's a new word, straighten your knee. Dona tres, it's okay, eventually we'll get that going. Alrighty, letting that back knee come up. Pretty sure I swapped the order, but nevertheless. As you're doing this, try not to bring your shoulder to your ear. Try and pull your shoulder blade down into your back. And let it go. Bring your heel back. Heel, knee, hip, knee, tucking under. Feeling good. Once you've tucked under, bring your hand up and over. And we're going to take it back to the ground. Elbows on the ground. You can rock around a little bit. All right, now I want you to leave that foot where it is. Tuck the knee under, sitting on your hip. So you have a nice rotation. If you can, try and keep both hips on the ground. I'm going to try and get our foot on the ground and hug our knee. Looking over the opposite side. So right now I have my left foot forward, which means I'm looking over my left shoulder. Trying to sit up as tall as possible. As you're breathing, increasing your rotation. Going the opposite way. Unravel a little bit. And letting the legs switch. So we're not trying to have the hip up. Sitting on the ground, hugging that knee, twisting through. Other side. All right, leaving the knee on top and taking a lie down. Okay, so trying to keep this knee nice and open, not bringing it so it's facing my chest. You're going to lift up your bottom leg. If you feel like you want more, you're going to clasp under your thigh and pull in gently. Even here, it's really easy to let your head just pop. Instead, think about lengthening through the back of your neck as well. All right, if you want even more, you would extend this bottom leg and then grab and pull. Trying to keep your hip on the ground so I don't want to see this. Try and keep your shoulders down your back. And we're going to let this knee fall to the ground. Looking over the opposite side, trying to get the knee to touch the ground and the opposite shoulder to touch the ground. And coming back, swapping knees. All right. If you want more than just simply sitting like this, lift up your leg. If you want more, clasp your hands and pull it in. Pull it in, put it in. Pretty sure I mixed two tunes there. All right, you want more? Extend that top leg. Pull it gently more. All right, push that knee further along. Let it all bend. I think my hips are going to touch the couch. Pulling it over. All right, unlock, bring it back. We are going to sit one foot in front of the other. Remember, we did this in a few of the sessions already. We're not trying to put the knee on top of the foot. Instead, in front, lean forward. Each time you breathe out, crawl a little bit further forward. Coming back, switching it up. Other foot in, taking it down. Daniel and I and some of our friends went to see the Tap Pack on the weekend, a tap show that was so freaking incredible. I highly recommend if you ever get to see it. It's so, so good. All right, bringing it up. Give your knees a little bit of a hug. You're almost done. All right, letting your hips just go from side to side. Putting your feet together. Hands on the ground. Hi, Miha. Hi, baby. And you're going to push your heels to the ground, your hips in the air. Bending your knees, coming up. That's the end of the stretching. So if you want to finish stretching there, you can. If you want to stay for tapping, let's go. So starting with the top of your head, giving thanks for your brain, your thoughts, your ideas, your eyes for seeing, your ears for hearing, your mouth for eating, talking, your neck for holding your head up, your shoulders for all the weight that we carry on them, down your arms, your hands, helping you write, helping you type, helping you text, all the things that help you communicate. Coming back over to the other arm, all around your biceps, your triceps, your elbows. Giving thanks for your mobility. Coming back, your chest, your heart, your lungs, your stomach. Sending good energy there. Your hips, your glutes, your thighs, down your knees. Maybe you have gratitude for something that happened in your day, something that happened because of someone, a stranger, a friend, a family member, no matter how small. Could even be yourself. Gratitude that you ate a good breakfast, that you did the stretching session. Coming back up. 3 deep breaths. And you are done for the day. Thanks for joining me on this next session.